What's up guys, Kyokai1994 here, going to talk to you about anything, you guessed it, Dragon Ball, from Ball to Z and everything in between. And today we will be talking about the multiverse mashing show that is Super Dragon Ball Heroes and its much awaited first episode that came out on July 1st of this year. Since its release, there has been a wide spectrum of responses, and today I'm actually here to give you guys mine. To start off, I do want to say that concept-wise, the franchise that is Dragon Ball Heroes and continued on into Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a story that mixes timelines that we know from the anime with some known from the games such as the Xenoverse universe, and mixes that with new original created content that they thought of to make a very interesting story for the fans. It is a massively popular arcade/card game, and this anime is actually being used by Bandai to promote the game and I guess try to sell more cards and more units. The first episode was actually in fact a very short episode, sitting at a whopping 8 minutes long, but we'll cover that topic a little bit later in the video. First, I want to quickly go through the plot of the episode with you guys before we actually dive into my opinions. We're immediately thrown into a training session with Vegeta, Whis, and Goku when Future Mime magically out of nowhere and unnoticed appears on Beerus' homeworld to tell us that Trunks is actually in trouble again. What's new, right? While asking what had happened, we're actually introduced to a purple friend of Trunks's whose name is Fu, and if you play the Dragon Ball video games, this may not be the first time that you've actually seen Fu, but we will wait for the anime to explain fully who he is at this point, if they do fully dive into his story or backstory. He said that he actually knows where Trunks is and takes Mai and the two Saiyans to go to extract Trunks from his location. We arrive on a chained set of planets that are the prison planet, and that's actually where the scene of this whole arc is going to take place. Immediately as we get there, a familiar sight arrives to fight off against our Goku, and who else could it be but Goku? Not that Goku, but that Goku. We are introduced to Zeno Goku, a member of the Time Patrol, and he is making sure that our Goku hasn't actually sided with the new purple friend that we have from Trunks, Fu. During the fight, our Goku actually hits his head on the sky, showing the limitations of the atmosphere on that planet. It's a lot like Hell was in Dragon Ball Z, and this leads them to find out that they're actually trapped on the planets. Zeno Goku tries a beam struggle with the other Goku to try to break the atmosphere, but it fails at doing the job. We're then told that all of this is actually a part of Fu's experiments and they are in his laboratory. The only way of escaping is by finding the 7 Dragon Balls, and the only way to actually obtain them is by fighting the other prisoners on the planet and taking the ball from them. Fu leaves to spectate the experiment cube style from a dark room filled with TVs, revealing a dark Saiyan in the corner. Luckily, Zeno Goku has one of the balls, but who has the others? We then see Trunks awakening to his cell door actually opening to a dark city, only to be found by an evil emperor's brother looking to obtain a Dragon Ball. The episode cuts, leaving us only with more questions, and hopefully they will be explained in the coming episodes of the show. So that wraps up the small portion of the show where Kyokai reviews the episode. Now it's time to actually talk about the episode, and talk about it we will. First off, I want to note that yes, I have seen and heard a few other content creators speak on this topic at this point, and have seen a wide spectrum of opinions on it like I said earlier. I enjoyed the episode overall, but find flaws that I feel, if fixed, could make it a fun series for the whole community. But I do know that there are others that were very upset about it, and I want to say that I understand your side and see where you're coming from, but this is just my opinion on the subject, so please everyone hear me out, and if you don't want to hear me out, tough luck, because I'm filming the rest of the video anyways. The first opinion that I really want to talk about is the flow of the actual show itself. The writing of Dragon Ball Heroes is either lazy or they're just not babying the viewers, and the episode leaves a lot for you to fill in, so if you've missed any Dragon Ball content, you may get lost, and this can be a turnoff for a lot, especially because they're throwing all of this at you so fast in the short amount of time that they're actually using for the show. But if you follow all things Dragon Ball, it's actually kind of nice to have it just go through pretty fast instead of having to be spoon-fed information. I agree that I can see how it's a bad move as a storyteller to do this, but it's nice to actually not be babied sometimes and to actually just be thrown into something to fend for ourselves and figure it out. Other than the lack of explanation and the runtime itself, I love that Super Dragon Ball Heroes will use anyone and everyone in any transformation in the Heroes universe, leading to the introduction, or technically the reintroduction, to some of our old favorite villains from the animes and movies, leaving the possibilities and directions for this promotional anime to actually be endless. I will say that I was upset by the runtime. I was excited and happy for a new Dragon Ball series and some new Dragon Ball content and wanted them to make the episodes at 22 minutes each, but knowing that it was a promotional anime, I knew it wasn't really going to hit that mark and really was looking at it more at the 15-minute mark or so in length, so 8 minutes was a little upsetting and surprising to me personally, and I know that that's actually not a just me thing. I know that that's a pretty general idea on the length of the show. I feel if it would have even been 15 minutes, we could have gotten a lot better response in the episode, and I hope they take advantage of that in the future. The Goku fight in the anime was quick, and it was really cool to see Goku versus Goku, especially seeing Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan Blue, but it was very quick, and honestly, it was done a lot better in the manga chapter. I feel that, like, even 2 more minutes of additional footage onto the fight could have made it a little bit more of an impact on the overall work as a whole, but who knows? This was just the first episode, so maybe things like this will actually get fixed along the way. I feel that even 2 more minutes added onto this fight could have made it have a little bit more of an impact on the overall work as a whole, but who knows? This is the first episode, so maybe things like shorter fights or definition into people's backstories will be fixed along the way. We don't know. The concept of the show is great, at least in my mind, and I hope it can deliver completely in the following episodes. And I love what ifs, and that's what Super Dragon Ball Heroes is, the ultimate what if, and that's why I feel that this promotional anime can actually be very successful, at least for the time that it's coming out with these short episodes. This series is loosely based on manga chapters of the same name, and this is supposed to be used to promote the Japanese-only arcade game Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which is ported to the 3DS as well, and if it sells cards or cartridges, Bandai will most likely and hopefully continue making these episodes, and we can see even more wacky what-ifs in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes world. I'm excited for the show, but I might just be a little bit optimistic, but I'm gonna stay positive, and if you were upset about the Super Dragon Ball Heroes episode, find the translated chapters and read through them and get a better opinion before you just throw away the whole idea of enjoying anything Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Whining is always the easiest thing to do and making excuses, so just go out and, again, check out the chapters. If you didn't enjoy them, then you gave it a shot, and I'll accept that of you not liking Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I want to thank you guys for wasting your time here today, listening to me ramble on about my thoughts of the Super Dragon Ball Heroes Episode 1. And I want you guys to tell me about your thoughts of Episode 1 down in the comment section below, as well as tell me how excited you guys are to see Cumber, the Dark Saiyan that they will be introducing soon. If you aren't already subbed to the channel, I definitely encourage you to go down and hit the sub and bell button below to make sure that you are notified anytime I post so that you can stay up to date with the news and fun stuff coming from the channel, such as Dragon Ball gameplay and discussions always coming, so stay tuned for that. I want you guys to have an amazing day, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time.